Bring sit up on your block or pillow, get that little bit of height up. Everybody hear me okay? So make your adjustments. Allow this seat to be comfortable. And then either closing the eyes or finding a soft gaze down to the floor in front of you. Allow the body to be heavy, the seat to root down. And from your seat, the spine might grow a little bit taller, shoulders relax. Start to feel into the physical body and notice anything that's going on this evening. Hi. So really exploring this stillness, becoming aware of any sensation. Scanning around the body, checking in with yourself, noticing any areas that maybe need a bit more attention through the practice. Noticing if your mind is getting drawn away from this body scan. And when you're ready, bring your attention onto your natural breath. And just sit with the breath, watch the breath. There's no need to change it. Let the breath flow naturally and become aware of the different qualities of this breath. Where you feel it, how it feels. Again, anytime the mind gets drawn away from the breath, notice where it's gone to and then bring the attention back onto the breath. Gently start now to deepen the breath, and we'll take a few rounds of the full 3-part breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. So let your inhales be full and expansive, and then the exhales really squeezing the breath out. You can work into this, so allowing the ribs to expand, let the belly pop out, sides and the back expand with the inhale, and then the exhale, drawing or pushing the breath out, drawing the belly in. Continue with this deep, full breath. It would take 3 to 5 more rounds. And let the torso be like a balloon. So as you inhale evenly. Everything expands, you grow a little bit taller, and then the exhale, everything takes and roots down. Stay with that breath, take a couple more rounds of breath like this. When you're ready, let go of the breath and connect to a smooth, easy breath that you can use through the practice this evening. And let the breath be the guide. So notice the rhythm of the breath. And realize that when we're moving through the transitions, we coordinate the slow movement of the body to the breath. So there's no rush. Take a break whenever you need to, modify when you need to, and play with any variations that you like to use. Bring your hands into prayer in front of the heart. Take a moment to consider your intention for the practice, whatever you would like to get out of the practice. We'll take an inhale together. Send out the intentions with your exhale. Release your hands down. On your next inhale, reach out to the sides and up, palms touch at the top. Exhale, draw the prayer down the center line. 2 more like that, connecting to the breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw the prayer down. Once more, inhaling. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Interlace your fingers and push the palms away and start to round the back like cat pose. Chin to chest, lean back. Inhale, come forward, bring the hands onto the chest, lift the heart, look up like cow pose. Twice more like that. Exhaling, you round. Inhale, you extend, look up. Exhale, round. Once more. Take the gaze up, lift the chest. And then sit tall, come to a neutral spine. We're going to interlace the fingers around the back of the neck. And then take a side stretch. So dip your right elbow down, lift your left elbow up. Any amount till you feel that sensation through the left side. And keep your seat rooted. Keep breathing. Inhale, come back up. And switch sides, left elbow down, right elbow up. And keep the armpits open. And the hands make a nice rest for the head. Couple more breaths here. Inhale to come back up. And then exhale, twist to your right. So imagine from your belly button to your right shoulder, twists round to the right. Your seat stays grounded. Couple of breaths here. On an inhale, come back to center. And then take the twist over to your left. Lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. One more breath here. Come back to center. I'm going to bring your fingers onto your shoulders and just take a couple of shoulder rolls forwards big or little, whatever feels good, and then backwards 2 or 3 times. And then release your arms down by your sides and then shoulder roll the whole of the shoulder girdle. So not just the joint, you're lifting the shoulders up and back and down, forwards, up, back and down. Do that one more time backwards, really squeezing shoulder blades together. And then we'll switch directions. So you squeeze the shoulder blades in, up, forwards and down. 2 more like that. And then when you're ready, just release. Rest the hands on your thighs, close your eyes. Notice how you're feeling. And then if you're sitting on a block, remove the block. Take a cross-legged seat with the right shin in front. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, lay the torso over the legs. You either come down onto your hands or a block or maybe your forearms. Drop the chin to the chest. Just a couple of breaths here. And then rise back up and extend the legs forward, but crisscross the right ankle over the left. Draw your sit bones back. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, fold forward. Keep the length through the spine. And you can bend the knees as much as you need to. Just a couple of breaths here. Inhale, rise up. Uncross the legs. And then we'll take the cross-legged seat with the left shin in front. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, fold forward, belly draws in. 2 full breaths. Inhale to rise up. Extend the legs with the left ankle on top of the right. Draw your sit bones back. Lengthen the spine and hinge forwards. Keep your feet flexed. 1 more deep breath here. Rise back up. And then make your way into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up and back. Make any adjustments that feel good, natural, necessary. And then find stillness in your down dog. I'm going to keep a little bend in the knees and then push the weight back. So push into your hands, lift the hips up and back. So a nice long spine. Don't care about straight legs. Don't care about how close your heels are to the mat. On your next exhale, look forwards. We take a slow walk to the top of the mat. And come into ragdoll. Bend in the knees, let the torso hang over the thighs, the head hangs heavy. And then either little fingers rest on the elbow creases. You might take chest expansion, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Or again, interlace the fingers around the back of the neck. And hang out, take a couple of breaths. And any movement that feels good. Swaying or rocking. 1 more breath. We release the hands down. If the spine is okay with it, we're going to slowly roll up, stacking the vertebra. If there's any issues with the back, then come up with a nice long straight spine. On an inhale, reach the hands high, palms touch. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Close the eyes. Stabilize the breath. And release your hands down. Sun salute A. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, stepping back to your plank, full or modified plank. Take an inhale here, plug the fingertips in. Exhale as you lower down, bending the elbows. Bring your fingertips out to the side, elbows up. Push the tops of the feet down. Inhale for cobra, lift the chest. Exhale to lower. Inhale, we lift up and bend the right knee. Exhale to lower. Inhale, float up, left knee bends. Exhale to lower. Bring your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes. Slowly push back, seat to heels. An extended child's pose with the toes tucked. Come onto your fingertips again and creep the fingers forward as you push the sit bones back. Take 2 breaths here. Plant the hands, come up to all fours. Push back to downward facing dog. On your next exhale, look forwards and step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in, let the head go. Inhale, rise up, reach up. We're going to fold straight back in with the exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, stepping back to your plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower with control. Inhaling for cobra or up dog. Exhale takes it back to down dog. Go through your knees or go through plank. Take 3 full breaths. So anytime you need to modify down dog, you can come to all fours or child's pose. Take 1 more deep breath here. And then use an exhale to look forwards. Step or lightly hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Bring your feet hip distance. So that's roughly 2 knuckle fist bumps between your big toes. Sink the hips down. And we lift up into chair. You'll feel the feet rooting down, hips are heavy, and the chest lifts up. Maybe sit a little bit deeper. And keep breathing. On your next exhale, hinge forward, hands come down. Step the right foot back for a low lunge, the back knee comes down. And hold it here. You can use your blocks if you wish. Opening up through the front of the right hip. And then slowly push back to half splits. Draw the hips back. Work the front leg towards straight. Left foot flexes. Inhale for a long spine. And then exhale, hinging forwards. Take 2 breaths here, breathing into that sensation. On an inhale, come back into your lunge. Right hand plants under the right shoulder and twist open to your left. Keep the hips sinking down, chest lifting. One more breath here. And then release the left hand down. And step back to plank, full or modified plank. Take an inhale, firm everything up. And then exhale as you lower down. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhale takes it back to down dog. On your next exhale, look forwards and step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in. Bring the feet parallel. Sink the hips down, lift up into chair. And breathe here. So when you look down, you can definitely see your toes in front of your knees. If not, you need to sit a little bit deeper. Just one more full breath here. And on an exhale breath, fold forwards. Step the left foot back, low lunge. Two full breaths. Push back to your half splits. Hips come over the back knee. Inhale, you lift and lengthen. Exhale to come forwards. And then draw this right hip back. It wants to kind of edge towards the top of the mat. Pull it back, square off the hips. Return into your lunge. Left hand under the left shoulder and twist open to your right. So the right foot is flat on the mat and the knee pulls in rather than dropping out to the side. Reach up, puff up the chest and lean back, little back bend through the upper back. Release the top, hand down. Step back to your plank and we move through the vinyasana. You can always miss these out and go straight to down dog. Use an exhale to lower down. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhale takes you back to down dog. And take 3 full breaths. Follow each inhale, each exhale. On your next exhale, look forwards. Make your way to the top of the mat, step or hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Sink the hips down, come into chair. And then take the hands into prayer. We're taking figure 4, lifting the right knee up and placing the ankle on the left thigh. And then open the knee up. And then sit deep. And keep breathing. We release back into chair. Plant the right foot, reach the hands high. Switch sides. Left knee lifts up. Left ankle over the right thigh, right near the knee. Sit down. And use that little cue, the chest lifting up into your thumbs. One more breath here. Release back into chair. You can at least imagine that it's a nice comfy chair. And then on an exhale, fold forwards. Step the right foot back, coming into a crescent lunge. Find your feet. On an inhale, rise up, bringing your hands onto your hips. And then take time to make those self-adjustments. So the hips Square to the front edge of the mat, right hip forward, left hip back. Deep plunge in the front knee. We push the back thigh up towards the ceiling. Option to reach the hands high. Or maybe take it into a back bend, open the chest. One more breath. We use an exhale to lean forwards, about 45 degrees. Both legs are really strong. Release your hands down. Step the back foot in a notch for pyramid. So the back heel can either stay lifted or the back heel comes down. Front leg works towards straight. Use an inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale, you fold in. And here, the left hip wants to pop forward. So drive the left hip back and push the right hip forward. Breathe into the back of the left leg. One more breath here. And take a bend into the front knee. Right hand down, open, twist to your left. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Still that action of squaring the hips off and making the twist happen from your belly button to the left shoulder. And then release the top hand down. We pivot round to the right side of the mat. Turn your toes out. And we come into our favorite goddess squat. Hands in prayer. Shoulders over the hips. Knees over the ankles. And then settle in, sit a little bit deeper. So with these longer, more challenging holds, connect into your breath, stabilize the breath. Find that focus point, your drishti, and a firm root through your feet. Going to take 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, we open into star pose. Reach the hands out and up, lift the chest. Exhale, hands in prayer. Turn your toes forwards. Again, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, standing forward fold, Prasarita. Bring your hands onto the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Let the head dangle and lift your sit bones up. And it might feel good to shake the head out or bend and straighten alternate legs. Just 2 more breaths here. Walk your hands round to the top of the mat. Pivot your feet. We'll kick back to a 3-legged dog. Lift the left leg high and give the left leg a shake. And then we release to downward facing dog. And it's your choice. You can rest or move through the vinyasa. Your choice. High plank on an inhale. Exhale, lower down. But feel free to mix these up as much as you want to. Inhaling for a back bend. Exhale takes you back to down dog. Take 3 deep breaths. Remember your intention. On your next exhale, look forwards and make your way to the top of the mat. Inhaling for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Step the left foot back, setting up for the crescent lunge. When you're ready, you rise up, hands on the hips. Make those adjustments. And then maybe reach the hands high. Shoulders soften, the little fingers turn in so the palms face each other. Option to come into a back bend, but there should be no discomfort in the lower back or the neck. On your next exhale, reach forward, lengthen forwards. And we hold it here for a couple of breaths. Bring your hands down. Step the back foot in for pyramid. So if the back foot is flat, make sure you can feel the whole of that footprint on the mat. Inhale, you lift up, pull the right hip back, and then fold forwards. Your hands can be on the mat, maybe on a block, either fingers reaching forwards or behind you. One more breath. And then taking a lunge into the front knee, left hand down, twist open to your right. Feel that length from your bottom hand to the top hand, from the top of your head to the back heel. And then release the right hand down, pivot to the left side of your mat. Turn the toes out, sink the hips down, bring the hands into prayer, Goddess. We're going to hold it here for 3 more breaths. Feel the footprints, imagine that shape of the footprint, the toes are nice and long. The arches lift, and that tones the inner line of the legs. Pelvic floor lifts as the belly draws in. Chest lifts, and the shoulders are soft. Just one more breath. We use an inhale, we open up into star. Straighten the legs, reach the hands up and out, look up. And then exhale, hands in prayer. Turn the toes forwards, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, you lift up, lengthen, open the chest, so squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then hinge forward from your hip crease. Let the head go. Then the elbows. The elbows lift up towards the ceiling, then you lift your knuckles up. Maybe the hands start to come overhead. If the shoulders are tight, you can use a strap, or just bring the hands down onto the mat. And again, any movement that feels good. Couple more breaths here. As you're ready, release the hands down, walk the hands to the top of the mat and kick back to your 3-legged dog. Give the leg a shake. And then pause in downward facing dog. Find your breath. Notice how you're doing. Any little shifts that may have happened so far through the practice. On your next exhale, look forward and make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale as you fold in. Inhale, rise up, upward salute. Exhale, release the hands by your sides. close the eyes. Feel all this stuff that's going on, the tingling, pulsing, whatever else might be happening for you. And then open your eyes. If you have a block or something similar, place it at the top of the mat. Standing in Tadasana. Big toes or feet are hip width. On your inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down into chair. On your next inhale, stand up and bring the right knee with you, interlacing around the right shin, and then squeeze that knee in towards your armpit. Feel a lift up through the crown of the head and that rooting through your standing foot. We're going to transition now into Warrior 3. So release the grip, bring your hands into prayer, and start to kick back. Now you might be here with the right toes down, or maybe you come up torso and leg parallel to the mat. But feel stable, even if you need to hang on, go ahead. One more breath. Moving into our crescent lunge, so bend the left knee. Place the right toes behind you. Reach the hands high. So use that familiarity of the pose, the muscle memory, to help you move quite precisely where you want to go. And then we open up into Warrior 2. Drop the back heel down and the hips open to the long side of the mat. Gaze over the left hand. And then reverse, start to reach up, but bring your left hand behind the neck. So again, you can use that as a little headrest. So lift the left elbow up, deepen the lunge in the left knee, and then breathe into this space in the left side. Option to take the half bind with the right hand behind you. One more breath. And release back to Warrior 2. We're going to set up for half moon pose. So grabbing your block, the block comes under your left shoulder, stepping the right foot in a little bit, and then flex the right foot. And make sure you're grounded here through the left foot, through your left hand, through your gaze. And then see where you can go with it. Maybe open the right hip up, reach the right hand high. 2 more breaths. Make everything work. So equal effort through the arms, the legs, the belly, the back. And then that graceful transition like a ballerina back to Warrior 2. Mindfully bending the left knee, placing the right foot where you want it to go, and then opening hips and arms. And find your breath. On your next exhale, take the hands down, frame the front foot, and kick back to a 3-legged dog with the left leg high. And now you can choose to rest in down dog or child's pose or move through a vinyasa, and you might keep your left leg lifted for your vinyasa. Your choice. Move with your breath. No rush. Tops of the feet push down for your back bend. Meeting in down dog when you're ready. Sigh it out through the mouth if that's what you need. 2 more breaths here. And on an exhale, look forwards. Step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift on your inhale, long spine, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale as you fold in. Bring the feet hip width, sink the hips down and come back into chair. On your next inhale, lift the left knee up and squeeze that knee in towards the left armpit. Stand tall. And feel balanced, steady, strong. Release the grip and we move into warrior 3. Hands in prayer. Start to kick that left heel behind you. And think more about that length rather than being overly concerned with how deep you fold forwards. One more breath here. And that mindful transition into your crescent lunge. So the right knee bends. And you step the left toes back. Bring the torso upright, reach the hands high. And then opening into warrior 2, drop the back heel down. Reach the fingers away from each other. Flip the front palm and reverse, reach up. And then bend the right elbow so the hand comes behind the neck or at the back of the neck. Deepen your lunge. Release back to warrior 2. Left hand onto the left hip, moving into half moon. So find your block. Before you do anything, feel steady here. And then that's when you add on. And make as much space as you can. So lengthening each side of the torso. All sides of the neck. Keep breathing. When you're ready, slow-mo transition back to warrior 2. On an exhale, bring your hands down. Get back to a 3-legged dog, right leg high. Give that right leg a shake. And then you can either move through your vinyasa or take a rest. Meeting in down dog when you're ready. Find that smooth, even rhythm to the breath. And note the 4 parts of the breath. So the inhale and the pause. So the exhale and a little pause. On your next exhale, look forwards and then step the feet outside of the hands at the top of the mat for a squat. The usual options, you might be here, you might be a little higher up, or you might be sitting on your block. Feel long through the spine. We're going to stay for 5 breaths. If you want to have a go at crow today, you're welcome. You bring your hands down, shoulder width, and the fingers are spread wide. And then you get the bend in your elbows. Lift your hips up and place your knees on the back of the arms or into your armpits. And then look forwards, rock forward so you feel the weight move into your fingertips. And then maybe you lift one toe, or some toes, one foot, then the other foot, both feet. Give it a whirl, keep breathing. Look forwards so you don't land on your head. Couple of breaths here. And then carefully release down onto your bums and make your way onto your backs. Slowly, with some control, we'll just lie down. Keep your knees bent and the feet flat. Place one hand on the belly, the other hand on your heart. Take a deep inhale through the nose. A long, slow exhale out through the mouth. One more like that. Inhaling. Exhale out the mouth. Release your hands down by your sides, setting up for bridge pose. Your feet will be hip width and parallel, and you can just touch your heels with your middle fingers. And push into your feet, feel that footprint, imprint on the mat. Start to lift the hips up and push into your arms and your shoulders. Lift the hips up a little bit higher. Either stay with the hands pushing down or interlace the fingers behind the back like in chest expansion. And then lengthen the chest towards your chin and the tailbone towards your knees. And take 3 full breaths here, breathing all the way down the torso and all the way back out again. 2 more big breaths like that. And then carefully release down, move your arms out of the way, bring your back down, let the back settle, and use the breath to massage out any of those little twingy bits that might have come up. We're going to do that again. So realigning the feet, hip width, parallel, heels come in towards your bum so you can just touch them. Then use your inhale to lift up. Option to interlace the fingers behind the back. There's that squeeze of the shoulder blades together. And the chin tip still points up towards the ceiling, and that allows for a natural curve in the back of the neck rather than over flexing the neck. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, gently release down, no rush. Deepen your breath. We're going to take a back bend, one final back bend. So there's a couple of options. You can take bridge as you've just done. You may like to take a supported bridge where you use a block or a pillow and rest it under your sacrum. So the whole of the flat triangular bone above your bum crack rests on your prop. It's comfy. It's for a supported bridge. Or if you have wheel in your practice and that's what you want to do tonight, you're very welcome. So I'll just demo that supported bridge if you're not sure what I'm talking about. So the block, you lift your hips up and you slide the block under the sacrum. So the block is square, and you can use any of the heights of your block or a pillow or a book or whatever it is that you've got. Make sure that it feels comfortable and you don't feel like you're going to fall off. And then you just let your hands come down by your sides. So either regular bridge, supported bridge, or maybe wheel if that's in your practice. Go ahead. You've got about 5 breaths here. In that supported position, really let the prop take the weight. Two more breaths. When you're ready to come out, come out. Mindfully, carefully, let the back settle on the mat. And then for the lower back release, take Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open up wide. If that's not comfortable for you, you can knock the knees together. Let your hands go where they naturally want to go, from the body, out to the sides, around the back of the head and neck. Come back to your intention. Now we have a minute or so for inversion, so you're welcome to stay as you are or move into Shavasana, or two options, legs up the wall or shoulder stand. So your legs up the wall, you can just do it on your mat if you like. You can even use the block again under your sacrum. That's quite nice. That helps to tip the pelvis forward and the legs hang. If you're happy to move into shoulder stand, that's what you want to do today, go ahead. If you want to use the wall for legs up the wall, go ahead, or you could use your bed or a chair to hook your knees over. Again, restorative poses, so make sure they feel restorative, comfortable. In your shoulder stand, please make sure that you look up. Don't move your neck, don't turn your head. Take 5 to 10 more breaths. In shoulder stand, you might play with different leg variations, so taking the legs wide or wrapping the legs like in eagle. Anything you fancy. And then for those of you in shoulder stand, start to think about coming out through plow pose, bringing your toes overhead. If the toes don't touch down, then bend your knees and bring your knees in towards your forehead. Take a couple of breaths here, either with the hands on the lower back or pushing the palms into the mat. And same options when you roll out, either support the back with your hands or push your hands down and control that rolling down of the spine, and then let the legs lengthen out. We'll just take a small dynamic bridge to release the lower back. So plant the feet, hip width, parallel. Use an inhale to lift the hips up. And exhale to release down. We'll just do that 2 more times. Inhaling, lift up. Exhale to release down. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your arms out to the sides in a T shape, or we'll just take a twist with the knees dropping over to the right. Lengthen the left hip away from the left armpit. The head might turn to the left. 2 more breaths here. And gently switch sides. So bring the knees to center, from your hips to the right, drop the knees to the left, and extend your right hand out. One more breath. Come back to center. Hug your knees in, give yourself a squeeze. Maybe a rock side to side. And make your way into Shavasana, taking the time to arrange yourself. And the feet come to the edges of the mat. And the toes roll out to the sides. Make those little wriggles around the bum and the lower back. Arms by your sides, turn the palms up. Squeeze the shoulder blades under the back so the heart opens. And find the neutral position for your neck so the chin pointing up towards the ceiling. And we'll take a few weird yawning stretches through the mouth. Open and close the eyes, stick out your tongue, flutter the lips. And then we'll take a deep inhale through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. And let everything go. The body's heavy. Breath comes back to natural. And let the mind disconnect. We'll take a couple of minutes in quiet and stillness, absorbing the goodness from your practice. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you like and come out when you're ready. If you'd like to end the practice with me now, draw your awareness into the physical body and feel the shape and form in the body. Feel the movement of the body with the breath and start to deepen the breath. Gently move your fingers and your toes, wrists and the ankles. Roll the head from side to side. And then carefully bring your knees in and take a rock from side to side, a little massage on your back. And maybe circle the knees, like frog circles. And when you're ready, lazily roll onto one side and keep your eyes closed. Make your way up to a comfortable seat and draw the hands into prayer in front of the heart. Take a quiet moment to acknowledge your practice, all of your effort. Give yourselves thanks for taking the time to practice. Bring the thumbs to the third eye between the eyebrows and remember your intention. Know that you can take that away with you. And every time you come back to it is like watering the seed, letting that intention grow. We bow the head to the heart to seal the practice. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.